Hi, it's John Willis again, Chief Equity Officer for the City of Jackson. But today I'm here to bring you a very personal business experience that may shock you, but you'll be very glad to know. Today we're here to talk about RJ's Metropolitan Ice Cream Company. Rob and Yvette Wilkie are native Jacksonians who grew up here, got married here, and started a business. They say 1 + 1 is 2, but not when it comes to business. A husband and a wife team is one of the strongest forces you can have in business to be successful. So that's like 2 squared. You'll meet our 2 squared couple in this presentation of RJ's Metropolitan Ice Cream Company. Hi everyone, I'm John Willis. I am here today from the Jackson Juneteenth Executive Committee for our Black Business Focus segment with the owners of RJ's Metropolitan Ice Cream and RJ's Heavenly Delight, Rob and Yvette Wilkie. How are you all doing today?
Fine, how are you today?
Man, I am so excited to be here, man, because I've had an opportunity to watch you all start and get to where you are today. Can you just tell them who Rob and Yvette Wilkie are a little bit, just tell them a little bit about yourselves?
Well, we're from Jackson. We both grew up here, graduated in the public school system. We started our entrepreneur journey probably about 7-8 years ago after we lost our son. So I know a lot of people probably have heard about how we lost our son. That kind of what started us on our journey. After the passing of our son, my daughter's birthday was coming up and she was like, "Mom, can you make me this Barbie cake?" So I YouTubed it, watched it, made her this cake, and that was the only thing that kind of, uplift my spirits after just a lot of dark days. So Robert really started helping me just out of, to try to get my wife's spirits back up. So he did it out of love, and that's kind of really just all how it started. So I started telling him, Robert, I want to take classes, I want to do this, so anything to be like, oh, well, she's not going to sit around the house sad. Let me help get her this class. Where's your class at? He would drive me from Atlanta to here to take different classes to try to develop. And then we just started, after I made my daughter cake, then my sisters might ask me to make their kid's birthday cake. Then Robert would show people at his job. They would ask me to make him a cake, and we just started from there.
When did you realize that this was a business opportunity or something you may want to be in a business doing for yourself?
Honestly, we had never even really heard of entrepreneurship or thought about it. So we didn't even look at it at first as a business opportunity. It was really just as,
something to do.
As a distraction from what we were going through at the time. Yeah. But as we started doing it, would make cakes for just the cost of ingredients. We wasn't doing it for any profit. It was just like, okay, well, if you buy your ingredients, I'll make you a cake. And then after a while, it started getting real time consuming. So I'm like, well, I got to charge them a little something extra. So then it just started growing like that, and it evolved. And somewhere in the background, Robert must have been a true businessman. And he started thinking like, well, maybe we could get a spot. So he started looking for different little locations. And one day he was like, I think I got a little spot that I think this guy is going to let you rent out, and we're going to make it into a storefront.
Wow.
So that's how that happened.
So Rob, I know Rob was working in a factory, you were working in a bank. At what point, what made you feel like this is something I can transition into and become a business?
John, actually, like she said, we've been doing it 7-8 years.
Yeah.
So it's probably like right around year 5, I'm like, man, this could be something big.
Right.
You know what I mean? So after working, one cake led to another cake,
right.
Then some desserts, then we getting calls from this person.
Yeah.
And so we was like, man, this could be a great opportunity, a business.
Right.
So we got the storefront, then we got another storefront.
Wow.
And then we just started,
the
community got behind us, and man, here
and
we
I
are.
think what really made us believe that it could be bigger and dream bigger was Robert. Everybody know he's a huge U of M fan.
Yeah, most definitely.
For his birthday one day, I was like taking him to see, what was the old coach name? Schembeck or whatever.
Bo Schembeck.
But okay, and so I surprised him, like, we're gonna go see this meet, whatever.
Yeah.
So we was there, and I seen like a lot of concession stands.
Right. Big time.
Outside, and I told Robert, man, maybe we could have a concession stand here. And Robert was like, Yeah, right. Like us little, that's where you got limited beliefs. He was like, us little from Jackson, that's like not possible. So that's kind of like what he said. So I went home, I called some people, left my number, I told them. So I was like, well, we'll just see. So they called me back and was like, well, you have to come in and kind of come before this team and board and present this. And I just thought, well, Robert, I don't know if we're going to get it, but it'd be a good experience or not.
Right.
But so we went, and the list, was kind of a long process to get into the thing, but we went, and then the next day they like called us, and I told them, because like we stayed up all night working on our presentation for this thing, we put our all into it. And then once we got that, became Vendors for U of M, then other opportunities started coming, and I was like, wow, so this could be really a thing. So it just made me believe that sometimes if you don't think it might be possible, you have to try anyways. Right. So that's what really helped us, because I'm sure some of y'all have listened to Steve Harvey's segment about jump.
Yes, most
definitely.
And
I told Robert, that was so encouraging to us, because he says sometimes you have to jump and your parachute will not activate until you jump. Like you won't even know what really is possible or what can happen. So I told Robert, we just gonna take some blind chances and just see. We're people of integrity. We try to do the right thing. We gonna pray and take the chance.
How did that feel though? Because I talked to so many people, especially people that were interested in opening black businesses, and they have this idea in their head, but maybe they're working somewhere or they're doing something, and they just don't know what it takes to make that jump. What did that jump feel like to you? How was that?
For me, John, I guess the numbers.
Yeah.
The numbers got to make sense.
Right.
And when they did, I jumped.
How do you put together a business plan to get this done?
We literally figured out on our own.
Yeah.
Wow.
We took a lot of just studying. We would listen to a lot of people on YouTube, business people. I can't think of the man's name. We would listen to a lot. Zig Ziglar, I think. We would just listen to a lot of different people, and so watching Shark Tank and just different stuff. So we would, so we self-learned. We would stay up at night, maybe when other couples, and we would sit down and write and think of plans and dreams and really
together.
Put our work into it, because it meant more than just business. It was like our connection to our son, to make him proud, to make his memory live on. So it's a lot of meaning to us than just business.
Okay, so now is that where the RJs comes in at?
Yeah.
Wow.
Robert Jones.
Wow, see, I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Right there.
That's powerful. So at what point did you realize that I can take this jump, leaving my job, and I know you were making good money at the time, to make this our family business?
We're doing it for RJ.
Right.
That's first and foremost, and for my wife.
Right.
And we just said we was gonna do it, John. I told my wife, I said, this is gonna be my last day.
Yeah, Robert said that, and I didn't believe him. He was like, on June 1st, Cole,
I said,
I'm taking the leap. He
Yeah.
was saying this like, he started saying around, man, I just thought he talking, because he always said, one day I'm just gonna just take that leap. And so one day he called me, he was like, and get my stuff out the locker room. He was like, I did it, I'm done. And he said, what movie? He said, he ain't gonna ever look back. He was like, I'm doing this and I'm never looking back. And we did it, and we put our all into it. And
so, and we work hard 7 days a week.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So I knew Rob as a young football player.
Yeah.
And I know whatever you gave everything.
Yeah.
I knew Yvette. Yvette's always been focused on what she wanted to do. So how much did that come into play? That work ethic, because I watched you turn it into your business, but through the work that you both put in.
Well, I'm a hard worker, John. I grew up 4 brothers, inner city, playing ball, sports.
Yes.
Grew up on the south side of Jackson, no father, so I just want to grind, man. That's what I told my wife. I'll work anybody. That's how. I know people out here work hard, but I'll be like,
you weren't looking for nothing given to you in particular.
No.
Did you guys find the need? Did you form an alliance with a banker or a credit union? Was it something like that to help you move forward?
No. We literally would work, and I would tell Robert, man, maybe we need 2 mixers. So we literally might work real hard, do extra orders, stay up all night, then buy another mixer. And then so we keep evolving and keep growing and just.
We would save, get something, and work hard, cut some grass. We was doing a little bit of everything, John, to get where we had to get.
So I watched you, and I just learned today that you actually had a commercial kitchen in your basement first.
Yeah, we licensed our basement
that's
first.
where we started.
In your basement first to start. So this is something that started as just a stress relief in your head. You moved it from there to the basement.
Yeah.
I know you went to concession stands. I remember the first place way out Lansing Avenue.
Yeah.
The second place, the Heavenly Delights place, and then now to this. This is really something amazing. I think you guys have really set a pattern for people to follow. But if there was one solid bit of advice you could give them, what would you tell them?
I think I really would tell them, put in the work. If you chase your dreams and if you're willing to put in the work, a lot of it really is hard work. And when stuff don't work out right away, you can't give up. Because it was probably plenty of no's before we got to yeses.
Wow.
We would just keep reinventing ourselves, re-evolving and going back to the table. Well, maybe if we do it this way, or maybe if that. So I think you have to be willing to put in the work and dedication.
Wow.
And I would say, John, find a mentor.
Yes.
You know, I talk to different businessmen in the community.
Yes, sir.
And the conversations aren't always good. You know, sometimes they got to tell you how it is. You know, and you got to be humble. And I just say find a mentor, find somebody that's doing what you want to do, and go for it.
So the last thing I want you to do is just think of a point when you guys are in this business and you've got it going, but you feel like it's not working. What did you do to get past that point? What did Rob and Vet do to say, hey, this is not going the way we thought, but we're going to push past it? But what was that like?
Sometimes, honestly, we would have to cry, pray. Like we said, maybe find somebody who had a little more knowledge than we did. Go talk to them. When you ran into this, how did you get out of it? But the most thing, don't stop.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't stop.
That's powerful. That's powerful. Put in the work. Put in the work and don't stop. Those are two things that I've really gained from what you're saying today. Put in the work and don't stop.
And don't stop.
That's huge.
That's it right
That's
there.
huge.